of shit. Oh, we're
The
streaming
Nyla
now.
Rose.
Oh, okay. Nyla Rose wasn't bad.
That was
actually.
a squash match.
To me, that was like their best use of that for so far. But there was another match that we can continue about how bad they're using Kenny Omega. That
was a good match.
That was a good match.
No, that was like.
And no, he's not being misused.
He's being wasted. I think.
No, he's not.
All right,
hey,
let's just remember we're going live, so
we're already live right now.
Any...
We're live, bitches.
Oh, we're live, pal.
Yeah,
there's no takebacks.
No takebacksies.
Can you check? Because we're live. I'm recording and we're live. I just got the email. I don't want to check on my end because I don't want it to.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Oh yeah, we live, pal.
Is it good quality?
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
Good. Ethernet,
All right.
baby.
Let me get this show started. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the Put Me Over podcast, episode 111. I am your host, Andrew Gomez, aka The Mez, joined today by my lovely, wonderful, beautiful co-host. To my left, he is the coupon cutie, the $100 man, Bobby Diaz.
All hail the coupon king.
And also joining us, he is the 10th wonder of the world, the puncher of walls, Ticklish himself, Richard Garcia.
How's it going, everyone?
And also rounding out the crew, you know him, you love him, you might hate him. He has the hottest takes of the cinch. He is the handsomest man alive, the Pinoy powerhouse, Byron Bagdalao.
What's up, guys? Me and AJ ready to go. Baby AJ.
Oh,
nice.
Look at this
That's
mark.
cool.
Look at this mark. How's everyone doing today?
Good. We're live. It's fun.
I'm excited for UFC. That's what I'm ready for.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
We should do some quick picks at the end of the show, too. I'm curious to see where you guys stand. And I want to see if I can use some of your picks for my bets tonight. So we'll see.
All right, yeah, let's try that. But before we get into news, before we get into the show, you know we got to give it up to our sponsors. We got to give it up to our good brothers at lapelyeah.com. If you're in the market for some wrestling merchandise, look no further. Go to lapelyeah.com, use our promo code PutmeOVER, and in turn, that website will put you over. You get 20% off your entire order. I'm not really sure what they're dropping right now. It's kind of in a little standstill. They make pins, T-shirts. They put out merchandise for Ring of Honor and the Bullet Club and Lucha Bros. Some of that stuff. But definitely go to their website and check them out. And also make sure you go check out our good friends at Grudge Match Brand and Grudge Match Brand Apparel on Instagram. Turn on the notifications. And guess what, guys? We have a discount code for the Grudge Match Brand official. Mark it down. Promo code is the same as it is on Lapel. Yeah, go to grudgematch.com or grudgematchbrand.com. Use our promo code PutmeOver, and in turn, that website will put you over, and you'll get 15% off your entire order. I just got my brand new La Parka shirt. Yeah, there it goes.
Looks clean.
It's hot fire.
That shit's so
definitely
fucking
go check
clean.
it out.
That's so...
Like,
Man,
you
I'm
better
jealous. And we got one, too, right?
Yeah, you guys all got
Hey,
one.
Dick, did you pick yours up?
Dick's
Needs
wearing
the
the tank.
Let me see the tank, Dick.
Dick Shark in the tank?
Dang.
Boy.
Looks good. Looks good.
Titties and
There you go.
everything.
Legit.
Grudge Match Brand, turn on the notification because they just drop hot fire and make, here you go. Here's some hot fire. Would you like some hot fire? So turn on the notifications, get that going. And also, if you want some Put Me Over merchandise, go to our website, PutmeOverPodcast.com, for all of your Put Me Over podcast wants and needs. Use the promo code Kofi, the number 4, ever. Kofi forever for 20% off your entire order there. Get a shirt with Dick's face on it. I mean, there's no better shirt out there other than this La Parka shirt.
That shirt's so fire, though. Damn, that's a
But
fire
yeah,
shirt.
definitely go support everybody. Support everybody where it's all love. That being said, how you guys doing? How's quarantine life been treating you?
Pretty good. Except my mom got COVID. Ain't that a bitch? But
That's
she's
sorry
a
to
week.
hear that.
Scary, man.
She's a week
That's
into
really
it, though.
scary.
She's a week into it, so we'll see. If she happens to get out of here, out of it scot-free, they better take like my family's blood because we're gonna be 2-0 once my mom against COVID. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, the streak
Undefeated
continues.
so far.
The streak continues.
For real,
That's awesome, dude. Well, we're all sending our best wishes to your mother.
Mama P.
Well, What have I been doing? I've been making sandwiches every week. You guys can go to my Instagram at It's Me A3K. Watch me make a sandwich. This week's gonna be. I don't know what's gonna win. There's three. There's obviously the club sandwich is not winning right now. It's like it's always the lowest. No one wants to see a club sandwich.
What are the
There's
three
other
sandwich
contenders.
options? What's the three
You're not a
contenders?
Club sandwich, pulled pork, Cuban, and grilled cheese are the options for this week.
I would say grilled cheese is probably winning, right?
It's actually really close. It's like a 1 vote differential between the three.
I'm gonna go vote now. I'm gonna go vote now.
Go
for
vote.
Go for club.
Go vote. Go to my Instagram at It's Me A3K. Vote for your favorite sandwich, and I'll make it Tuesday.
grilled cheese, babies. Come on now.
I need to see
Ooh.
that grilled cheese.
I already got some ideas for this grilled cheese. It's not just gonna
Sandwich
be
for sure.
no egg sandwiches, never.
What?
Bro, eggs are disgusting. I won't work with
You
them.
are
I'll only
true.
work with them with like slightly like if I'm making a grilled toast or a Monte Cristo, which I made a couple weeks ago. You can go to my Instagram and go watch that.
Mixed in.
Yeah, I'll mix it in. I'll make some French toast, but that's about as far as I go as far as eggs go.
I don't
Maybe
know.
cake.
What kind of
Dude,
bread are you
you need-
using? Do you have a bread sponsorship yet?
Not a bread. I don't have a bread sponsorship, but I'm in the market for a bread sponsorship. I just kind of whatever the sandwich calls for. I've been using a lot of French rolls lately. That's been like the number one kind of bread. But I think with the grilled cheese, if it wins, gotta go sourdough.
Dude,
There
Damn.
you go.
I think you need to buy a bread maker.
bro, that artisanal
Yeah.
bread or artisanal, I bought a loaf this week, and I think it's the best bread
Oh,
I've
yeah.
ever had. That shit is so
The-
soft.
Stuff.
The artisan bread is so good. I'm a home fried guy myself.
Ooh. Oh, what?
So home fried white bread is my number one bread of all breads. Home fried.
Did you hear that,
Not
Home
white
Fried?
fried. Sponsor me. I won't say white fried ever again.
All bread matters.
Anyways,
And now we know how this episode's going to start off at.
And that was just clipped.
demonetized.
Clip it.
No, anyways. But yeah, go watch my Instagrams. I make sandwiches every week. The Macho Man Randy Sandwich. That's where he comes from. So definitely
Yes.
go check him out. Sponsored by Macho Man Randy Sandwich. Macho Manwich should be on the menu, I think, pretty soon. I mean,
Why don't you just make your own sandwich, dude? Like, make some like crazy concoction. And just
Well,
put
once I
something
run out
together.
of ideas, it's gonna get crazy.
Ooh,
but
I'm excited for that.
I'll start making like pizza sandwiches,
The-
aka a calzone.
The
Pizza
Battle
bread
Royale,
sandwiches?
dude. You should make one called the Battle Royale, and they should just have a bunch of shit in there.
Well, I want to do the SoCal trifecta. That's one of the
Ooh.
sandwiches that it should be on the list. It's a hamburger, but I think a hamburger is a sandwich. I
It
would
is.
consider a
It
hamburger a
is.
sandwich.
No, yeah, hamburger's
Yes,
definitely.
it is a sandwich.
I mean,
Hot
it's a
dog is not a
hamburger.
sandwich.
No.
Hamburger
No.
is a sandwich.
I remember Dick used to be the king of burgers back in the day. That was like Dick's thing. Like he was the hamburger guy. He was.
He was the hamburglar.
Yeah, he was. Oh, Dick.
Speaking of hamburgers, you know what I just found out recently? That there's a hamburger historian.
It's not you?
It's not me. This dude looks like Johnny Knoxville though. I'm trying to remember his name though, but he was on I was watching YouTube the other day and like I just went down that rabbit hole.
Oh, is that the guy from First We Feast?
Yes. What's
yes,
his name?
I know who you're talking about. He has glasses. He has like a weird like mustache beard thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's dope.
He kind of looks
He
like
looks like a
Johnny
cool
Knoxville
guy.
in a way. But he looks like he's
He'll make a sandwich. He'll make a burger, but like give you like the backstory of like where it comes from and
yes.
like the Juicy Lucy. I learned all about the Juicy Lucy.
Oh yeah. That's the one.
George Mons. I had to look
George
it up.
Mons,
That's his
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
He has a show on First We Feast on YouTube too. Shouts out to First We Feast. But eventually, I want to hype it up. I wanted to do it this week for the sandwiches. I want to do a hot ones, but with chicken sliders. So have someone ask me a question, and I'll eat a new chicken slider with hot sauce on it, and we'll just do like a hot ones chicken sliders. I think that'd be a cool idea.
That would be fun.
I got ideas brewing, dude. I'm ready to go. I want to take the Sandies with Andes to a whole new level. Along with the podcast, I want to take everything with me at the same time. All the bags on one trip from my car to the supermarket. All the bags in my hands, dude.
Carrying them all, dude.
Yeah. Why am I going to make 2 trips? I can make it in one, dude. Unless I buy like a watermelon, then it's a little tricky.
Just put it between
Sorry,
your
bro.
thighs.
Oh, man. With all that get out of the way, let's get into the news. Let's get into some Dick's Dirty News. Take it away, Dick.
Well, as we concluded night 2 of both the Great American Bash and Fyter Fest, we get the ratings, and it just seems like every week, more often than not, we try not to talk about the ratings unless we absolutely feel like we need to, i.e. when there is like not that much news going on for the week.
Yeah.
Not that there isn't a whole lot of news going on this week, but it just seems like that the ratings were just the talk of the town these past couple of days between Dynamite and between NXT. If you look at the overall numbers for the ratings, NXT did win, but it was by a couple thousand votes. I think it was like 7. I don't have the exact numbers up in front of me. Let me just pull it up real quick. But essentially, this debate has been going on for a while, but now it's more than ever. What is more important? Is it the demo or is it the overall ratings?
I mean,
the numbers right now.
Let me pull it up real quick, and that just seems
Meltzer
like
Meltzer kind of hit it on the head, and I mean, it's all about the age.
Well, that's what the advertisers are looking to. I don't think Mountain Dew's trying to, hawk their products to people under 18.
Yeah.
18 to 25 is like, or what is it, 18 to 35?
It's 18 to 49.
18 to 49. That's like the people that are going to be spending money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
14-year-olds, 10-year-olds watching, they might be into toys, they might get stuff from Mattel, but like the majority of products are going to be right in that sweet spot. So it does mean more to advertisers, and the thing that's going to keep you on the air to cater to those kind of people.
It's overall numbers 759 NXT, 715 AEW. So it was definitely closer than what it was last week. But the key demo is AEW did 0.28 in the 18 to 49 and NXT 0.2. What does that mean as far as viewers go? That 0.28 demo accounts to roughly 365,000 viewers, whereas NXT's 2.2 demo is about 262,000. So it's almost like 100,000 viewers more that AEW did capture if you want to go based off the demo.
Keep in mind, AEW is barely a year old, and NXT has been having to stack the deck against AEW. Whenever AEW has a big announcement, NXT's right there like, oh yeah, we're doing 2 nights now. And now they announced for next week, there's going to be a big match on NXT, right? To try to counter Moxley versus Brian Cage at Fyter Fest.
Are they really?
I don't know if they announced it or not. I haven't heard anything as far as NXT goes, but essentially, like, the reason why I bring this up is because, I just cannot believe the NXT stands. I hate using the word stands or marks, and the AEW stands, just like trying to justify why one rating matters over the other, and they were just going at it like tooth and nail. Like,
it's like
they
Democrats and Republicans right now. Yeah.
It is pretty surprising, though. It is pretty surprising. Obviously, I would think, if I were to predict, I would really think that AEW would win these ratings. It's just crazy how NXT staying strong. It's shocking, the numbers. I thought it would be tip towards favorite AEW, seeing that's their only weekly show. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, they are arguing. It's like we were talking before we went on. Remember back in like the Monday Night Wars when it was WCW? There's like something for everybody on both. Depends what.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it is kind of a crazy rating.
I think people are so brought up with watching WWE on Mondays and now Wednesdays and Fridays. It's kind of people's routine now to tune into WWE programming. Mondays, everyone, since like the beginning of time, I feel like Raw has always been on Monday nights,
Yeah.
Well, it's been established for essentially going on close to 30 years.
Yeah, it's an old motherfucker over there. So
that's an achievement. That's crazy. That's a long time to be on fucking TV.
I mean,
it is.
Same slot, basically, yeah.
And you kind of really think about it, like, NXT's got some great wrestlers, man. And there's no way anybody is missing that. Like, how are you going to just watch AEW and not watch NXT? You're going to watch it. Like, everyone's watching it,
Which one are you going to watch first? Because now there's DVR. Back in the day, you had a channel count. You had it does in the overnight ratings. But live viewers is what they want. Basically.
Right, that's the key, right?
I started with AEW, but you know, when you have a winner take all match, how can you not want to watch that? You know,
and it depends because obviously Keith Lee versus Adam Cole that would win.
That's money.
That would win any match slot, right?
I don't know about any, but it's
right.
It's definitely a takeover worthy match to put on free TV.
In which on the one hand I understand why they wanted to have that match was to counter program AEW, but at the same time I think they hot-shotted it to where I think it did cheapen Keith Lee's victory. They could have waited to take over. They should have waited a little bit longer for that because the build there wasn't really no build if you think about it.
There was zero.
There was like a couple weeks build because when did they announce the unification match? Like 3 weeks ago, right?
After AEW announced Fighter Fest, yeah. I just think because Gargano and Keith Lee just finished their program, and then he just got hot-shotted into this winner-take-all match. There was not really a story being told leading up to the match, is what I kind of, wasn't as excited as I probably should have been.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but
it was a good match.
I think that both those shows have so many like good wrestlers, and for the key demographic, like, I mean, I guess nobody's not watching those shows. I mean, you have to watch, and then, like you guys said, Keith Lee just pushed right in, and I think that I don't know why. I guess that was the only way they can combat in AEW. Like, what else would they have done?
That's the biggest match they could have done.
Yeah, I don't think any other storyline is like worthy of combating what AEW is doing.
Unless you bring in like a Charlotte or a main roster person, bring him down to NXT.
Yeah.
I'm excited for what they're doing on SmackDown. They just announced Matt Riddle and AJ Styles for next week.
Oh, that's gonna be legit. AJ's got to get his win back, but
yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna push Matt Riddle.
Well, from what I'm reading, Vince is starting to like Matt Riddle.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, starting to warm up to him.
Yeah.
He likes criminals.
So I don't know why, but he says he sees an HBK type of person.
What? I mean, Matt Riddle's great and all, but HBK is like comparing fucking Zion to LeBron. Chill out, relax.
I could see Adam Cole being the HBK.
Right, that's more
than Matt Riddle.
He has the charisma, like he can get the charisma to the level of an HBK. As far as in-ring work goes, like, you gotta keep in mind, Matt Riddle has only wrestled for a few years, so he doesn't have the experience that HBK had at the same age. HBK, like, because Riddle's 35, I want to say? He's in his mid-30s.
Is he 35 already?
I think he's in his mid-30s, I want to say. But
he got in the wrestling game kind of late.
He got in there pretty late. Like, kind of similar to how Kurt Angle got in there. Like, a couple of years, but he just, it was just second nature for him. Like, he picked it up so fast, and he's learning at such a rapid pace that it's natural for him. You would think this guy would be wrestling for at least 10, 15 years, but no, he's only been in the business for a few years.
Yeah.
Like DDP.
Hey, there's another one.
Yeah.
Batista.
Oh, yeah. The greatest actor ever. My new favorite actor, Batista.
Dude. Oh, Batista's been tearing it up on social media lately.
He's a man, bro.
I love him.
He's amazing.
I never thought I would like that guy, but I love him.
Come a long way since the Deacon.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to talk about, part of Drew's dirty news, was Vince McMahon apparently is soured on Shayna Baszler. She hasn't been on TV. They haven't really done anything with her.
For a while.
They were in NXT. She was amazing, and now you call her up to the main roster. And she had a great match at the Royal Rumble. She had a great showing at the Elimination Chamber. But where has she been since she lost to Becky Lynch?
Oh, I know where. Nowhere, because that's exactly what he does every single time. They move up to the main roster. They end up getting trashed, and then they turn out to be like the worst wrestler ever. Every single time they become hot fire in NXT, and then they move up to the main roster, and Vince does not know what to do with them, and then they become complete garbage.
The list goes on and on.
Where is she? They didn't say at all?
She hasn't been on TV for a while.
Oh, she was on Main Event. She was on Main Event like 2 weeks ago.
That's still a thing? Imagine.
Yeah.
Main Event. Not a main eventer, but a main eventer. See what I did there?
Yeah. I got you.
We got any other news, Dick?
The thing about with Shayna was that it didn't help that Becky ended up getting pregnant. I think that she lost a lot of steam.
Oh, it's her fault, huh?
Oh, it's my fault, huh?
Look at it closely.
Becky,
But no, but I mean, it's that didn't help either. But Vince just was not. He was just not very high on Shayna to begin with, and now we know why she hasn't been on Raw for really it seems like for months. And speaking of Raw, just we're in the subject about talking about the ratings. Just the Raw ratings are just continually like. I don't think it's been a while since they've been above 2 million, and this week is no exception. They're just. I don't like this COVID, this pandemic has hurt Raw more than anything else when it comes to WWE. It's just they're losing their audience more.
You would think
faster.
You would think at a time like this, when people are fiending for any kind of live action, WWE would be thriving. Wrestling in general would be thriving, but it's quite the opposite. And I think a lot of it goes to the weakness of the shows, the weakness of their stars. They don't have people when they want to pop a rating. They bring in like a legend, a Big Show or whatever. They don't have anyone on the roster that can draw people in, and it's showing, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't even think a Roman Reigns would be saving them right now.
Oof. I don't think so at all.
Yeah, it's tough. What did you say the rating was? Under 2 mil?
I'm trying to pull up the official rating. Let's see.
And that's pretty low by Raw standards, right?
You got to keep in mind, like for the longest, Raw's has been averaging at least over 2 million, but it's been like a steady decline that's been happening for years. So this isn't. You can't blame this on the pandemic. This has been going on for such a long time that the pandemic just accelerated it even further. Let me pull it up real quick. I'm still trying to look for it, but
yeah, SmackDown went down.
Unsurprisingly, not a very. It was just not a very good rating.
SmackDown went from 2.1, like that was from June 26th, and then July 3rd, it went to 1.7. So they dropped
steady decline.
That's a pretty big number to drop.
Here we go. So the show averaged 1.6 million viewers.
Ugh.
Barely over a million.
Well, over 1.5 million, but they've just fallen so much. I mean, this is probably like the second lowest number in modern history overall. Yeah, it's this is a pattern that's been happening for such a long time that if they get above 2 million now, that's a
huge victory. Yeah,
that's a victory for them.
Keep in mind they're pulling 10 million in the Monday Night Wars.
That's insane. It was a different time.
That's
at
wild.
Their peak, yeah. And
that's crazy.
It was a different era back then. I'm not trying to make excuses for it. It just goes to show you a couple things. Number one, I mean, wrestling is just not hot. This boom period that I think everyone was expecting isn't happening. Granted, a lot of it. Granted, we are living through the pandemic, and it's kind of slowed things down a lot. But even before the pandemic, this was still happening. The ratings were going down. There wasn't like this hotbed of wrestling where we would expect to see Raw maybe do 3 million plus a week,
at least.
Then AEW and NXT kind of filling in, being like the new wars, where we're going to get like over 3 or 4 million viewers a week. I mean, I didn't expect that to happen to begin with. I think whoever thought that AEW and NXT were going to average 4 million viewers on a Wednesday,
there's no way.
Crazy.
Nah.
Also, they're happy when they broke 2 million their first night.
Right.
To them, that was a huge success, and I think that's a huge success for a brand new company too.
But they didn't hold on to it.
They just haven't got that same. They really haven't got that same number ever since then. So it's just more. It just goes to show you that right now, like, wrestling is not in this boom period that everyone thinks that it should have been.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to what I was saying. Like, there's just no stars. They don't have anyone to make me want to, like, when they had Stone Cold, The Rock, obviously there's super mega stars, but they were doing stuff weekly where it was can't miss TV, you know?
Right.
You watch Raw now and, like, everything's predictable, you know. There's gonna be a 20-minute promo to start the show, and that's gonna lead into the main event. That's a given. You know, basically anytime they do a dive to the outside, they're gonna go to commercial. And now you're saying the horror show at Extreme Rules 50 times?
The constant tagline.
50 times every hour?
Formatic show that they have had for years. There's a lot of factors that you can consider into it. Pritchard right now that he's doing both Raw and SmackDown, it's just not working. And it's not Bruce Pritchard's fault at all. Like, Heyman tried, he couldn't work. You could put anyone in that position, and at the end of the day, it's going to be one man only. That's Vince McMahon. He calls and he decides what goes on his show, what doesn't go on his show.
Yep.
How good do you think the show is going to get once Vince lets it go?
I don't think it's going to get any better because
I don't know.
It's just going to go back to his stupid daughter and his doofus son-in-law.
Well, Triple H with the book would be pretty good. I don't know, but WWE has a star, dude. There's one guy who can be that level. I think who can probably get in the same level as The Rock and Stone Cold. I think we all know who that. Keith Lee, dude. He's a fucking star. Like, I see dollar signs all over that big mind that jamma. But
Keith Lee is the man.
Dude, he's a star. No, but I think he could transcend.
If they play their cards right, he can be.
Dude, he's everything. He has the charisma. I saw him in that stupid WWE movie, which I loved. But, like,
Which movie?
The one that's on Netflix, the one where
the mask one.
Yeah, dude, he's so good. Like, it's like watching early stages of The Rock, like, acting and, like, the charisma level this guy has. And obviously, he's ridiculous.
I agree.
He in the ring, he took that one move this past week, and I was like, damn, that's a big move.
The Panama Sunrise he took from Adam Cole was insane.
It was insane. I'm like, how is he alive? But still, he's the guy. If they're smart and play their cards right, that's the number one.
I mean, I could see it in Keith Lee, Adam Cole,
those two,
Gargano, what's Ciampa, like all of those dudes, dude. I could see like great storylines and great wrestling. But the thing is, Vince is so out of touch, it will never happen. They will be buried so bad in the main roster.
Keep in mind also, they're very small guys.
Yes.
Adam Cole is barely 6
minus Keith Lee, of course.
Yeah, Keith Lee's a hawk.
Is what, 6'3"? And that's not even.
He's above 6 feet, but he's a big dude.
He's a hawk, for sure.
You know, put that into consideration, and when you look at like a Johnny Gargano, he's tiny compared to Keith Lee.
Right.
Yeah.
And we all know like how Vince treats his smaller guys. He gives them gimmicks to call him Shorty G and make fun of him. So
goddamn,
I don't have
about that.
I don't have any fucking faith in this guy that he's gonna, you know, realize. Oh, remember when I had Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and they put on the best matches? He doesn't care about that. He cares more about who's gonna push merch. And Roman Reigns, let's put blue contacts in his eyes to make him look hotter, and let's push Charlotte Flair because she's blonde and has giant boobs. And that's going to sell money. That's going to put people in seats, but it's not. People want to see good wrestling matches.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there's no butts in the seats right now.
True.
That's true.
At home there is.
A lot of butts.
In the stands, no chairs for anybody. You stand for the entire show, motherfuckers, and act like you want to be here. By the way, act like you're all Brock Lesnar guys and marking out for yourselves over what's happening in the ring.
Yes.
Clap when we tell you to clap. Boo, the formula, I'd rather have silence than what they're making the NXT people do on Raw. It's so draining to hear. It's like a canned audience. I'd rather just no one be there.
Or just pipe in music.
The applause sign lighting up.
Just pipe in the sound, man.
I feel like they do pipe in the sound.
They should, and just not have anybody there.
Yes.
I'm glad you guys mentioned about the audience because the the PC guys that are in the audience, I've said this before. I feel bad for them because they're for hours on their feet without a break, without a chair, cheering, standing for throughout the whole tapings, dude. And to give you an example of what the taping schedule looks like, next Wednesday is going to be NXT. They're going to tape. It's going to be taped for the 15th and for the 22nd. So they're doing back-to-back tapings. Raw on the 20th is going to be for both that same day and the week after, and that's not even including like main event, all the other B shows that are involved with it. So you figure that's at least 5-6 hours of taping a day, and it's over a period of like a couple days. So they do like a taping a day, take a break, and then do another set of taping. So they have a schedule which they have to abide by.
And they still have to go do training after or before that.
Right.
So put that into there too. You're tiring these guys out, and they're gonna get wasted and like just they're gonna be so tired.
Speaking of which, let's get into the shows, guys. I mean, we're already kind of here.
Yeah.
How excited were you to see Heath Slater back on TV?
Cut the promo of his life. I mean,
Promo of his life.
if that motherfucker cut promos like that when he was employed, he wouldn't be unemployed. That shit was like impassioned. It had soul.
I just keep thinking of Brock Lesnar's "I don't give a damn about your kids."
That shit was kind of. That shit was kind of
real.
tight.
It felt raw.
Right.
I love the promo. Sucks he had to do one last job on his way out, but I love the fact that it gave me vibes of when Undertaker didn't want to fight Kane, and he's like, "No, I don't want to fight you. Like, I don't want to fight you." And then like he finally slapped him. He's like, "You want to fight me now?" And then it was on, and then Claymore, and you go home.
That storyline never fails too. That shit always tugs at the heartstrings.
Absolutely. Like, your brothers, you shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, what else happened on Raw? It kind of blurred to me right now.
Everything seems like, because all the days seem, because I don't watch them on Monday like live. I'll watch them. Everything just seems like one long day.
Oh, we got to talk about Rollins and Murphy versus Kevin Owens and Mysterio. Kevin Owens finally coming back to Raw.
Good for him.
I mean, I guess he felt safe enough. He realized that WWE's maybe taking it a little bit more seriously. So he was back on TV to fight with Rey Mysterio. And looks like at the shit show, shouts out to Dick for that, the shit show at Extreme Rules is going to be an eye for an eye match where the winner has to pull the other person's eye out of their head.
All right, so I better that better fucking happen. That better fucking happen.
Apparently they're going to CGI.
I know better than that. It's not going to end up being the case. But if you're going to promote something like that, I better see someone's eye ripped out. I'm talking about like a Mortal Kombat ripping eye out, like fatality.
Yes, I need to see that. All of it.
I hope that shit will be legit.
Give me
as
a
fuck.
headache. I no. Stop.
Just fucking do it. Just go all in on this corny stuff. What else are you gonna do?
Not too long ago, Vince McMahon was talking shit about AEW for Blood and Guts. Yet here we are ripping people's eyeballs out of their heads.
I wonder how I just want to see the execution. I'm not gonna judge until I see what happens.
No, we should be judging it. It's so bad.
I hear that they're gonna be using CGI for this. It's gonna be like a cinematic match.
Oh, good. Because I don't want to see
CGI, whatever.
All right.
But I want to see. I think Seth Rollins could totally benefit from having an eye patch, a la Jon Moxley. He would look like Kurt Russell in Escape from LA.
Yep, that's
the
exactly
Walking
what I was
Dead guy?
thinking.
Yeah, he would actually.
That would look so badass. I think Seth Rollins with an eye patch would look dope.
Escape from Titan Towers.
Escape from Titan Towers, yes.
Now that's a movie I want to see.
Oh, dude,
fuck,
yes.
sign me
Straight to the
in.
network.
Die Hard, but in Titan Towers.
Ooh,
Sign
with
me
all the
up.
wrestlers?
With all the wrestlers.
Count me in. I want to see that.
And Vince McMahon could be Hans Gruber.
Oh, yes.
What do you guys think?
My God.
What do you guys think the
Fucking
biggest
book it.
thing
it.
in wrestling was this week? Like, if you
What's
had
up?
to pick, what's your favorite story or biggest event in wrestling this week?
The Puppy Bowl.
Was that this week?
That was this
Yeah, it
week.
was.
How was
It
it?
was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Fucking 6 stars. Meltzer gave it 6 stars. I gave it 6 stars. That was the biggest event in wrestling history, as far as I'm concerned.
Dude, Shivani is he's so good, man.
Yeah, Shivani can commentate on anything. He's pretty damn
It was
good.
very tongue in cheek and like not supposed to be taken seriously, but
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. I'd recommend if you like watching puppies like beat up a referee together, go watch it.
It's pretty gruesome, to tell you the truth.
The referee lost his damn arm.
Yeah.
Talk about blood and guts, dude. That referee lost his arm.
Thought he pooped. One of the dogs pooped in the ring too.
He was eliminated for that.
Yeah.
This whole
What do
fight-
you guys think
We
about
can't turn this into being the Kennel from Hell match.
No, this was way better than the Kennel from Hell match.
Way better.
What did you guys think of the new United States Championship
Oh,
belt?
that shit's fire, dude. It looks
Fucking
like
awesome.
Here's the thing. It may not be the official design.
What?
Because that's what MVP's holding on to that. He's the uncrowned U.S. champion. So they show off the design. WWE posts it on their Instagram and all over the social media, but it's not officially a design. I think it looks nice. It looks
It's being
great.
sold in the store already.
Oh,
Really?
is it?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's why.
I love the design. It reminds me of the Winged Eagle.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I like it. If they go with it and they actually do use that from now on, I'm all for it. I'm like, I think it's a great design.
Oh shit, yeah,
I
you can
have
buy
my-
it now.
Yeah, I kind of want to buy it. It looks awesome.
I mean, it's better than those WWE belts that they got, like the championship belts.
Yeah.
They
Fuck,
look
that's
exactly
fresh.
the same. You can't tell the difference.
There's some character to this title, which I
Yeah,
love.
exactly.
That there's something like, it's not just a giant logo. So when
Yeah.
Right.
you give it to whoever wins a Super Bowl, they can hold up a giant logo of WWE. It's an actual title belt. It looks beautiful. I'm all about it.
Damn,
It
that's
looks
cool.
like it has some prestige to it, you know? Like it looks
Already.
like you want that belt.
Yeah, already you want that belt.
Yeah. So I'm all for it. It looks amazing, dude. It looks
Assuming
hot
that
fire.
that's going to be the new design going forward, because that may not be the design they're going to be using. It may not be it, but we'll see. I mean,
They better if
find
I
out maybe in
pay
a couple
$500
weeks.
for this shit. They better use that shit.
And I like what they're doing with MVP too. I get a lot of people are talking shit like, oh, he's this old guy, he shouldn't be wrestling, but he can still go. And I'm a big MVP mark, and I think using him to get Apollo over is the perfect way to go.
Right.
Especially when you have Lashley, like Apollo's gonna have to overcome the odds. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
He's only 46. Jericho's like 50, right?
Exactly.
yeah.
Like, chill, people. Fuck. If he can go, he can go. Let him be. Ric Flair wrestled till like yesterday, so like, chill.
I
Other
think
than
the
that-
complaint that most people have with MVP is that his like the money roll for him is being in Lashley's mouthpiece. That's what I mean. I'm glad they did that. They should have done that to begin with. Once Lashley came back, was to have MVP be his mouthpiece. Him in the ring. I mean, he's not bad, but they have other guys for. Hell, you can even use Lashley if you want, or if you want to use someone else as a stablemate. There's also other options. It's just the fact that I think the complaint was that he's too old to be in the ring. No one, because I didn't say like he was bad or anything. It was just you could use someone else for that role instead. Maybe like if you want to use like a Cedric Alexander or even a Ricochet or even a Shane Thorne, like anyone for that matter to fill that role that could have been used for a younger talent perhaps.
Easily. But it's, I mean, as long as it's not a prolonged like thing where he's always wrestling, I'm all for it. Like, go for it and wrestle 1 or 2 matches, get it out of your system, and like put on a clinic. But as long as he's not like trashing like these younger talents
Right.
and making them look like crap, because I mean he's not gonna wrestle forever.
He's not.
So it's like
let him.
you gotta put up the other guys and let the old timers kind of put them over. So hopefully that's what they do. But I don't put my money on Vince letting that happen. He's
I would
gonna bury
compare
the talent.
I mean, I would hope they'd go in the direction of, you beat Sagat, and now you got to get M. Bison. And I would think Bobby Lashley would be M. Bison
At
in
this
this
point.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm all for it. I don't see a problem with it.
Let's jump. I think
No.
the biggest news of the whole week, of any week, is probably not news, but happenings in wrestling is Keith Lee being the champ now, right?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
That shit is hot. Dude.
The Wednesday Night War.
The match already was like, okay, they're swinging big here.
Yep.
Something's going to change. I had a feeling Keith Lee was going to win. I missed it live. Luckily, YouTube videos, they just put the fucking
the title
still image of him at the titles.
Yeah,
go ahead and spoil it on your
social media. Social media.
Yeah, they
couldn't use anything. They just, anyways. I still watched the match. I thought it was incredible. I think that Keith Lee and Adam Cole worked really good together.
Agree.
And it's the big man little man dynamic, but like roles reversed. The babyface is the bigger guy.
Yeah,
normally it'd be the other way around.
Right.
And yeah, I thought they put on a really great match. This would probably be my match of the week for sure.
Easy. I think, dude, if that was TakeOver, that shit would have tore the house down.
Absolutely. Imagine that like at the Barclays Center.
Right.
And I think that you probably should have waited a little bit longer for that. But again, I understand why they wanted to do that match that night. It's completely understandable.
Plus,
it just, the thing is, the build was it just seemed like the build was just like, it was only a couple weeks. And I honestly thought they were going to do a fuck finish. And then run it back later on down the road, maybe have it the TakeOver before SummerSlam. That would have been
the way to go. You could have been like, you were this, because Undisputed Era didn't get involved.
No.
Keith Lee could have been on the cusp, and then the fuck finish, and then like Keith Lee was like, I was that close. And then you run it back at a TakeOver. Like you said, Dick. I think that would have been maybe the better call, but they wanted to, get people to watch the show and not be able to complain about it online.
And no fuck finish either.
Yeah, it was
because they would have been damned if they would have done something like that. Like, they got us all to watch the show. And
oh yeah, I would have been mad about that.
Backlash would have been crazy.
I'm glad they didn't do that. I just it would have been nice if they did more of a build to that match. That, I think, to me, would probably been like my biggest complaint about it was like if they did a longer build for it. It would have been flawless.
NXT, we're not in the build business. We're in the counter program business, all right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say, hey, we're going to give you the biggest match we can because we don't want AEW to have any more viewers than us. I think that's just what happened.
And Adam Cole's been champion for how long?
Over a year.
It's been a long time.
If it wasn't Keith Lee,
over a year.
Yeah, if it wasn't Keith Lee beating
400
him,
days.
Like, who else would beat him, right? Like, I don't see any other logical champion. I think Keith Lee with the strap right now is just what we need.
He would have been the guy.
Yeah, Keith Lee is the guy, dude. And all
I don't want to move away from Keith Lee being the champ that he is, and he has every right to be like the top guy. But what happens to Adam Cole now? Because that's what I'm afraid of.
WWE.
Because if he goes up to the main roster, dead in the water.
Well, he'd have to go up. He'd have to go up with the whole Undisputed Era, I think. Like, that's the.
I wouldn't bring up Undisputed Era.
Hell no, that shit's money.
I wouldn't.
But even then, I think they go to the main roster, dead in the water, dude. They're dead. I think that Vince is gonna gimmick them out, make them look funky and funny and stupid and like whatever, and their whole mystique and their whole like badassness is gonna go right out the water. They're gonna drown.
We'll see.
Or, right into the water, drowned.
I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case. They're more talented. They're very. All four of those guys are very talented. Adam Cole, Vince has. If you look at Adam Cole, Vince has everything that Adam Cole has that Vince is looking for, rather, minus the height. That to me is the biggest issue. Although it shouldn't be that much of an issue, since he has everything. He more than compensates for all the intangibles that he has. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, when it comes to NXT, when it comes to NXT stars coming over to Raw, it's not, or to the main roster rather. When I mean main roster, Raw, SmackDown, it's not always a home run every single time. I mean,
I got a great idea. Here we go. Adam Cole, you're coming up to the main roster. You're gonna tag with Shorty G. You're gonna be Shorty Cole. Yeah.
Oh God.
I can see that happening. Shorty Cole.
Or worse, Michael Cole's nephew.
Yeah, the nephew of Michael Cole.
Oh God.
I can totally see that happening too.
I hope they never do that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to pull up Oh, go ahead, Bobby. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that Adam Cole is such a good wrestler, and I could see him like being so dope in the main roster, but I'm so afraid of him moving up, and they're just gonna squash him with like Braun Strowman or something, you know?
Look at the amount of time that NXT gives matches to Adam Cole. He doesn't wrestle little 5-minute matches.
No.
And that gives him a good amount of time to tell the story that they're trying to tell in the ring. You move into Raw, where they have 5 minutes to run a match, you're going to lose all that mystique and all that prestige that Adam Cole's built in NXT. Although, I mean, I'd be excited to see him fight Cesaro. I'd be excited for him to fight Kevin Owens. You know, there's some names up on the main roster that I want to see. And then he's going to run into that brick wall, Roman Reigns or Braun Strowman, and die a death.
Right.
Yeah.
He's gonna look tiny against Roman Reigns.
And hopefully that's not the case.
Oh, he's gonna look tiny against Roman Reigns and shit, and all those other guys. But but Shawn Michaels look like that to some guys too. So, and he's the closest thing we had since Shawn, obviously. So.
Yeah.
Well, he is a lot smaller than Shawn too.
Yeah.
But Shawn was also second Vince McMahon's dick at the time, so.
That's true.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. Supposedly, allegedly.
That should be the title of this week's show. Shocking. Shawn Michaels been sucking Vince McMahon's dick the whole time.
That'd be a clickbait title. What do you guys think about AEW? I thought that 8-man tag match was the highlight of AEW for sure. I mean, it was. I love the finish of NXT, but this match blew my socks off. It was entertaining the whole way through. I had a smile on my face the whole time. What do you guys think about it?
AEW in general, I thought this week was pretty not good. Other than the 8-man tag was good, but I'm like it was great.
Good?
It was like I'm just not into like Spot Monkey Fest. I'm Jim Cornette, but I'll give it to Orange Cassidy's Must See TV because we all know Jericho's not the same anymore.
Yeah,
like, thank God he's a charismatic dude and personality for 100 days.
Age as well.
That's what I mean, yeah. And like, but man, Orange Cassidy's Must See TV.
Dude,
when they signed him, did you think he was gonna be this kind of fucking animal?
Dude, he's fucking crazy.
It's insane, like that. Like they turned him into an amazing wrestler. Like I'm sure he is an amazing wrestler, but as far as his gimmick went, I just thought it was a joke,
right?
And that he's gonna. That's what his gimmick is. But they turned him into must-see TV, like you said. It's insane.
When he fights from behind, you can't help but not get behind that guy.
That's the money right there, huh? Him coming back. That's what it is. Him
Build
coming from behind.
Babyface sympathy.
Right.
And yeah, I think there's a lot of money to be made with Orange Cassidy. People love him. I still need to buy an Orange Cassidy T-shirt.
He's mid-card. He's mid-card, like upper echelon mid-card, like IC level.
I could see him as the AEW champion one day.
And upper mid-card, I could see that. I could see him as upper mid-card as well.
Like win the title once type guy, you know, but having a meaningful run that one time, you know.
Yeah.
The one time he actually tries, he wins the title, and he's like upset, like, oh, fucking now I gotta defend this fucking.
Yeah.
That would be so good, dude.
Right.
Dude, I can totally see that happening.
You can do that for the TNT Championship, but not for the main championship.
He accidentally wins the title, and he's like mad that he has to defend it because he's like, I was gonna sleep in today.
Okay, let me ask you this then: does it cheapen the World Championship if you were to go that route? Let's say like he accidentally wins the World Championship. Do you think it would cheapen the World Championship by doing that?
Nah.
If you don't keep it on him for that long.
Yeah, he's had to lose it.
If he has like a major like 2-year run with it, yeah, I think so.
Like a 6-month run where he just doesn't give a fuck about it. Like
if you just have him like as a transitional like 1-month champion, I think that'd be fine. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, it depends how you book him.
I think it'd be funny if like he went in and like accidentally like say like Cage gets hit over the head with the belt by somebody else, and then you know Orange Cassidy just accidentally falls and like pins him. And then he's like, wait, I won? What? And then like say maybe a month later you have Cage come back and just murder him. That would be funny.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Or if they even go all in on him and want him to be like a full main eventer, they could even tell the story of him actually started taking shit seriously.
Yeah,
and
that too.
becoming
Yeah.
like committed to the craft, grinding, blah blah blah. That whole thing where he's like he becomes obsessed with being the best, and he could even turn heel with that kind of character too. So there's a lot of ways to go with this guy for now.
Not doing the Orange Cassidy spots.
Yeah.
But instead, like acting like he's gonna do it, and then he just doesn't do it, and like starts beating the shit out of people. I think there's a lot of ways you can go with Orange Cassidy. I love that guy.
That works as
Freshly
well.
squeezed.
What else happened on Dynamite?
Let me just say this real quick. Like as far as what show I think was a better show, I mean I think AEW was a better show from top to bottom, from beginning to end. The bigger match was the main event on NXT, but as far as everything else on NXT, I just don't remember a whole lot or anything that really caught my attention. For NXT, I thought the Mia Yim Candice LeRae match was okay.
That was pretty good for like a lower level women's match, I think.
That was another spot fest.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it was fine for what it was.
I'm right with you, Dick.
Gargano Swerve was a pretty good match, I thought too.
That was decent for given the amount of time it was, but I mean it was. I think they could do way better. I mean both those guys. I think for the time they were allowed, it was fine, but they could obviously do a way better match. But AEW though, I mean, like the opening tag match was very good. I think Private Party they need more ring time, but
100%.
A lot more.
When they're on their A game, they're very good.
It's weird with Matt Hardy with them. It just doesn't look right. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
But I'm right there with you, Dick. I felt myself being way more bored watching NXT than I did. AEW kept me engaged the whole time. I had a lot more fun, but that main event from NXT was amazing.
Yeah, 100%.
It was amazing. I thought the Janela
Murder Hawk, Lance Archer
match was better than I thought. That was also a spot fest as well. I mean,
Joey got some licks in there. He got some offense.
He got some offense in there, and he took his finisher on the off the apron onto the table. That's pretty gnarly.
That was I was like, holy shit, he's gonna do this, and he did it.
Janela made Archer $1 million in that match, and then obviously the 8-man tag was definitely. It depends on how you feel. I mean, if you don't like a spot fest, then that match wasn't for you. But there was great psychology in there as well. You look at how they Nick and what is it help me out, is it Wilder or Wheeler? It was Wheeler, and how each version of the Bucks and for FTR would collab, and they were telling a story, and they were telling a story like this is a friendly rivalry, but you knew at the end that there was going to be a fuck up, and the fuck up did happen.
Yeah.
And the heels did win.
I thought that was a really nice wrinkle to that story. So it went from that to now we're going to a different direction. What do you guys think about the FTW championship being bestowed upon Brian Cage by Taz? I think it's like the BMF title in UFC, where he just defends anytime, anywhere. Not like a 24/7 title, but like you're gonna have to fucking come at me, bro, because Brian Cage is gonna fuck anyone up that comes after that belt.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
And it builds interest in the Jon Moxley fight we got next week at Fyter Fest. I don't know. I think Brian Cage has a lot of potential, especially in AEW with Taz. I could see him winning that match against Jon Moxley next week.
I agree.
100%.
For that belt though, I don't think Brian Cage needs it, and he hasn't established himself enough in AEW specifically where that would warrant that. Because when Taz had it, you remember those days when Taz was wrecking shop in ECW?
Yeah.
That like
It would always fall short of capturing the world championship.
Right, and it stood for something. Like FTW, it's just another made up belt for no reason. Same. I don't love the BMF belt. It's kind of hokey and corny. Like, what does it even mean? And like it has to mean something, even if you're gonna make a stupid belt. And I don't think Brian Cage established anything in this short time yet. I think it's a
Well,
waste of
Give
time.
us some time.
You know what?
No, but I'm saying, like-
I agree with Byron on that one.
Like,
I
yeah.
do.
We can't give I give it time. I thought if they're gonna give it time, they should probably establish him more and then put that belt on him. Like have
Because
a
Cage just recently came in.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't even been with the company for what, a full, like, not even
Maybe
2
a month?
months.
Yeah.
maybe 2
Because
months.
he did debut at Double or Nothing, and that was it was about a little over a month ago. So he hasn't quite been there long enough for that. I mean, and the FTW Championship is essentially Taz's belt because
Yeah.
Taz did bring it to ECW, and you're probably wondering, well, wait a minute, how come WWE never trademarked the belt? Because they're usually pretty good at trademarking stuff that if it was related to WCW or ECW, and they probably felt that the FTW Championship was something that they didn't feel like was necessary to trademark. I mean, it wasn't really an ECW type idea, probably more so Taz's idea than it was Heyman's idea or anyone else's idea, which is why they decided to not trademark it. And Taz went ahead and decided to use the belt and bestowed it on Cage.
It's an odd one. I like you guys said, I kind of do agree with that. They are kind of shoving him into the limelight and kind of like fast tracking him to the to the belt, and it's kind of weird because with the AEW, I thought the numbers mattered. I thought the matches mattered. I mean, what matches does he have? What does he have under himself?
He did win that ladder match.
Right. He
Yeah.
did win that ladder match for the right to challenge.
Yeah, it's just I wish there was more going on, and there was more of they are building up to the story, and I'm glad they didn't blow their wad. Like this whole like Moxley away thing kind of worked out for them because it's kind of giving Cage some time to hype himself up, and Taz is doing a great, magnificent job doing it because I would have never thought Taz still had it in him to cut promos like that, but he's on fire.
Not only cut promos, but like talk shit to WWE at the same time too.
Yeah, he's Taz has always been a great promo guy. I mean, even in ECW, like he didn't really demonstrate a whole lot, not as much as he does now. You also got to think about like Taz was more like this is before Taz became an announcer, and his mic skills got way better over time.
Yeah.
So that definitely helped. But going back to Cage one last time, I think I'm okay with him being a contender. I just think it was too soon to have the FTW Championship to kind of bring it up out of nowhere. I can understand if, like, let's say there was a fuck finish for the Moxley Cage match where it appeared that Cage may have won the match, but he got fucked over. Then you can use the excuse of bringing the belt in and be like, well, I'm the uncrowned champion.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand that, but not, like, before the match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it adds. I want to know what it adds, but it adds something. I feel like it kind of puts Brian Cage in a different light, so to speak, by having this FTW championship that has history, but not really like legitimate history. Excuse me. Like, let's say the $1 million title, which a lot of people are like comparing the two to that, is kind of just like a prop for whoever had it.
Yeah.
Ted DiBiase wasn't the $1 million champion, but he had his own custom belt made. And I think that's just all that is. I don't know. Apparently, on Dark next week, he's going to defend the FTW title against Brian Pillman Jr., which I don't watch Dark, but I'm going to watch that match for sure.
Which is weird because isn't he fighting Moxley that night?
No, AEW Dark.
Well, when do they record Dark?
Yeah, I guess the night before. Yeah.
Right?
The way they record Dark is they do it after the Dynamite tapings.
So it happened last week.
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I get jokes.
SmackDown. I think we're done with AEW. SmackDown was basically one of the most missable SmackDowns you can ask for. I felt like they put the women back 10 years by having a karaoke face-off.
Did any of you guys watch that?
Nah.
I did. I watched it.
Can they sing? Can they sing? Can any of them sing? Naomi?
What's her name? Naomi did American Dream, Dusty Rhodes theme. Tamina did 10 seconds of Triple H's theme.
Yeah, and she sucked.
Who was the other one? Oh,
Dana Brooke.
Dana Brooke did 5 seconds of a song, and the sassy Southern Belle, what's her name? Lacey Evans. She did like a minute and a half of Jeff Jarrett's song.
And you're right.
Wait,
What
wait,
was her
wait,
name again?
wait, wait.
Because she's
Which-
been nowhere.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Lacey Evans?
Which Jeff Jarrett song? With my
Oh, I'm
baby
sorry.
tonight or his theme song?
The Road Dogg song.
Yeah,
My
the
baby,
Road
with
Dogg.
my baby
Oh,
tonight. Yeah.
okay. I was gonna say, like, how are you gonna do Jeff Jarrett's theme song for a minute and a half? That's a lot of humming. Dun, 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 dun.
Jay Uso was the host. It was one of those car crash things, but I feel like, dude, you can even positioning the women to be taken seriously, and I feel like this segment just undermined all of that. Especially for those 4 women that don't really get TV time, that are jobber or Jace, minus Lacey Evans. They could have been put in a tag match, something much more than what this was.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand what they were doing with that.
It reminded me of the Divas era, where you get them out there to act stupid, and then you give them a 3-minute match that ends in a fuck finish.
Yeah.
That's all that happened with the women on SmackDown this week. There was a match with there was a tag match, Bailey and Sasha versus Nikki and Alexa, which was a great match.
Yeah.
But then you do something like this right after that, and it's just one doesn't look like the other, basically.
Right.
One of these things is not like the other.
Yep.
Exactly. They killed time by showing us Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for Money in the Bank.
Okay. So I was watching it, and I was like, wait, am I watching the wrong SmackDown?
Dude, same
What?
here.
What is this? And I stopped it, and I went searching for it again, and then I was like, wait, no, it was just uploaded. No, that's it. So then I went back to it, and then I fast forwarded past that, and I was like, oh, so they just threw that in for no apparent reason at all and didn't say anything about it, just showed it.
I was like, why are they having a Universal title match right before the pay-per-view? This is weird.
Yeah,
And then I saw the background. I was like, oh, this is for Money. Oh, I get it. Okay.
So this is probably taped last week then, I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably. They just did that for filler. They probably had some other shit that they probably couldn't use. So like, fuck it, let's just run this shit back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I had to speculate.
Someone got COVID and they had to take him off the show and just put something in there to kill time.
Right.
Because Sheamus wasn't there. He was last week as well. I know last week Sheamus was not there in the arena.
No.
They had him via Skype, and so was Daniel Bryan, I think. Neither won the show either, right?
No, Sheamus actually did a run-in via Skype to try to cost Jeff Hardy his match. Which was so stupid. So stupid. I hated that so much. But yeah, overall SmackDown was just a dumpster.
Yeah,
And then they wonder why their ratings are going down. Maybe
Honestly,
more women karaoke would be the way to get ratings go up.
100%. Right?
Well, I
Just
think also
3 hours of that.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because of there's probably a lot of people that did test positive, and hopefully, Sheamus and or Daniel Bryan didn't test positive, and they probably were kept off the show for safety reasons.
It is Florida.
Yeah.
And they had to shuffle the show. Yeah, it's the cases have been going up every day.
It's the
especially in
epicenter
Florida.
of the world, Florida is right
That's
now.
crazy, bro.
The world.
America, number one, dude. Always.
Dude, we're number one. We're number one.
Number one.
As we speak, there's already 10,000 people. Another 10,000 today for Florida. We're almost at 8 for us, California. Texas is at 8.5, I think. Shit.
But let's open everything up. Fuck masks. Masks, by the way.
Disney
We're
World,
number
baby.
one. We're number one.
God damn it.
To be honest, to me, wrestling is Wednesdays. That's all there is to it. Wednesdays is wrestling. Everything else is garbage.
Sports entertainment on Mondays and Fridays.
We didn't talk about New Japan.
Oh shit! I guess we can close with that. What do you guys think
Yeah.
about having them having actual people in there? It was like socially distanced, right?
Everyone was wearing masks.
Of course.
Yes.
Because they're respectful
And
human
they're,
beings.
And
they're
they're
the first
respectful,
ones.
yeah.
They're the first ones to have an actual audience back.
That's crazy. We're over here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that they did that and they were able to do it safely.
Yeah.
Just to show the rest of the world, like, hey, if you guys, follow the rules, this could be you, but instead, it's not.
But my rags.
But my rags.
Fucking people.
What do you
but
guys
New
think about the
Japan,
heel turn?
I missed it, but go ahead and tell me, please.
Dick, or who watched it?
You brought it up, Bobby. Go ahead.
Well, as far as I know, it's Evil. He won. What match was it? I caught the end of it, like the post match.
So basically, they had to fit the New Japan Cup over a period of a couple weeks, and Evil did win the New Japan Cup, and he got a little help from the Bullet Club. So I believe that's. Let me look it up real quick, because I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I just want to let me just double check real quick and see if that's the case. Give me a sec.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it was wild. Like they both went up and put their fists up, and Evil went and did Too Sweet, and like immediately knocked him out. Yeah, and you saw, dude.
Yeah, so Evil did win the New Japan Cup,
and it was so cool to see the audience just like, oh, like all of them. They were all in shock because most of the Japan, they don't really react all that crazy to anything, so because they're very respectful, because they want to watch the match, and everyone was just like this. You just see everyone with their hands over their mouth, but they're wearing the masks, and it was wild. It was funny.
That's so dope. I need to find that.
I gotta watch that finals of the New Japan Cup. The Dominion show is going to be later on tonight. It is going to be Naito versus Evil. Both the IWGP heavyweight and the IC titles are going to be on the line.
Oh shit!
It's for the champ.
Oh,
so both belts are going to be on the line.
Winner should fight Keith Lee for the ultimate
that's
champ.
weird. Why would they do that?
Well, what better way to bolster the Bullet Club than they give them both the fucking titles the night after Evil changed?
Yeah,
Evil win Evil.
He ain't winning.
Yeah.
But Naito is the man. So
yeah, he's
I don't
a man.
know.
And he's
I don't see them losing. I don't see Naito losing the belts yet. I think this will probably be this has to be his second defense after he won both belts.
Yeah.
Back in what seemed like an eternity ago. January was such an eternity ago.
Oh my god, yeah, it feels like so long ago.
Wild.
What a wild week.
You guys got anything else to add before we go home?
I think we're good. I'm just ready for UFC.
Did we get our picks for the match next week with Cage? And we kind of touched briefly on it, but I don't think we got everyone's pick.
I'm gonna say Moxley.
Moxley's retaining.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Cage.
I think I'm gonna go
Cage.
You
think they're gonna pull the trigger on Cage?
I mean,
nah, they gave him a belt.
I don't know. He would look dope with 2 belts.
Once,
but I don't know. I feel like Moxley's been champ for a while. He hasn't been around for a while, so I don't know. It's hard to call.
I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger yet. I think they may have a little bit more time with Cage. I mean, with Moxley keeping the belt. Not that I have anything wrong against Cage, but this leads me to my next topic, since you brought up the trend of 2 belts. First, we saw last year with Becky 2 belts. Dominion did. Naito this past year did 2 belts with the IWGP and the IC title. We see Bailey having those straps.
Yeah.
If Cage wins, do you think he's gonna? I mean, is he gonna keep the belts? Is he gonna be Brian Cage 2 straps? And do you think it's kind of being an overkill with the 2 belt thing right now? What do you guys think?
You brought up a really good point that I haven't thought of, Dick, but you're absolutely right. Champs need to be champs. Double champs are just getting way overplayed these days. So I take it back. I want Moxley to win next week. You're right. I mean, it's one thing to be the best. It's one thing. It just goes to show how weak everyone else is. When you have to put double belts on everybody, kind of defeats the purpose of having a belt.
Blame Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, you can thank Conor McGregor for that.
Oh yeah.
So
on that note,
there's weight classes there, and you have to work really hard to get that. WWE, they just it's scripted. It's all fake.
It's still real to me. Yeah,
it's still, I mean, and it's not like this wasn't a new concept. I mean, they've always had unified champions before. I mean, you look at Jericho when he unified both the WWE and the WCW championship in
Undisputed.
one night, and they had that for a while, but then they split that off again once they did the brand extension. The most popular example of the two straps is probably Ultimate Warrior winning at WrestleMania 6.
Yes.
But he didn't have it for very long.
Heartbreaking.
As soon as he beat Hogan, he had to drop the IC championship.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
WWE championship.
Yeah.
But
I would like them to book their if you want to be a double champion, you're gonna have to wrestle 2 matches in one night. That makes them more weak for whatever title offense is gonna go on after that. That would help tell a great story with, like, let's say Bayley has to defend the tag titles and the women's championship in the same night.
yeah,
That would tell a great story leading into the women's championship after defending your tag team titles. Now you got to go out and have another match. I think that'd be dope.
Which
one
could
person
happen next
we
week.
forgot to mention.
so-
I'll go for it.
Which could happen next week because he's going to go against Pillman. So he could end up losing that FTW belt. And maybe Taz would get mad, and I don't know. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That's
It's not a real
something
belt.
to
It's not
think
a real
about.
championship.
Anything else to add before we go home, brother?
Before I mention, I wanted to mention something real quick. They did do that back in 2015 with Seth Rollins. Remember when Seth won the U.S. title from Cena at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
And then the next pay-per-view, they had him defend both belts.
It's got to. I mean, I would think that would be the way to go.
They have to. They
I
have
would
to
think
do
so,
something.
but
Potentially, Sasha could be a double champ as well
She will be.
if she beats Asuka at Extreme Rules, at the shit show that is Extreme Rules.
We'll see.
But we'll be back next week with our shit show at Extreme Rules predictions next week. Also next week, we're going to have to talk about the Intercontinental Championship match announced. AJ Styles versus Matt Riddle for
Ooh.
SmackDown next week.
Want to
Sign
give
me
our
up for
predictions
that.
as well?
Do you think they're going to hotshot Matt Riddle this fast?
No.
No.
Or are they going to make him humble first?
Not yet.
Make 'em humble.
Yeah, let's save the predictions for like our pay-per-views. I think we're good. Anything else?
We will see you. Thank you guys so much for listening, downloading, telling your friends, telling your neighbors, telling your friends' neighbors. Make sure to keep spreading the good word. Tell them that you listen to PutmeOVER podcast, and they are the new world order professional podcasting. And we will see you next week. 111.
Perfect. We should have stayed one more minute for 112.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that UFC. It's already on
Yeah.
prelims.
Do you guys
Yeah,
have?
man, yeah.
Do you guys have a link for it? I have ESPN Plus, but what time does the main card start?
7.
Oh, the main card starts at 7.
Yeah, so all the free fights are on ESPN right now.
I'll watch that
Yeah.
right now.
They're,
There's
Watch that right now.
they're
This is
right
going to be in
now-
Abu Dhabi, right?
I think
Yeah.
Fight Island,
Yeah.
baby.
it's like
Fight
2 in the
Island.
morning over there or something like that.
All right, I'll see you
All
guys
right,
later.
boys.
Later, boys.
All right.